about it, you know, most of bridge, most of defending and card play are all about inferences, really. They are all about what you can glean from what's going on. As each trick goes, you get a bit more information. So I thought I'd just flip around and talk about a few things today. And it's all about your thinking at the table. And half the thinking is, you know, why is Declarer playing this way? And Declarer is trying to make a play to confuse the opponents. So remember, Declarer has to just work with dummies. So they don't have to follow the rules that the defenders are supposed to follow. In fact, Declarer will play cards purposely to confuse the defenders, and a lot of the time they do. But the defenders have to be very cluey at the table and look very carefully at what's in dummy to know what the hell they should be doing. So anyway, we'll just go through a few hands, and I'd like you to be as involved as you want to be. So by all means, say something during the hand. I don't mind, because yeah, it's fine. If you've got something pressing that you want to say, then that's okay. So here we would not do anything, would we?
No.
Pass. What's this? 3 clubs. So this hand will have what?
5 hearts and 4
Yeah,
clubs.
very strong hand, maximum hand, because what would 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 clubs mean?
Minimum, medium.
Yeah, I've heard someone say minimum and someone say medium. Well, the answer is it would be both, could be both minimum and medium. People are very not sure about that. So just want to say that a diamond, a spade, 2 clubs could be minimum, or it could be medium. It's up to about 18. 3 clubs is clearly a game force jump shift, and that would be maximum. 5 diamonds, 4 clubs at least. So we're passing, and they have, it doesn't matter, they're not interested in these suits, they're only interested in their own suit, spades. So this hand is not ours. Now they're asking for aces. The answer is 5 spades, 6 spades.
Oh.
Wow. Now, I'll just have to move your pictures over so I can see the hand. So can everyone see the dummy?
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh, you can't, can you see the
Oh,
hand?
yes. Yep.
Yeah?
No, I can only
Yes.
see the last 2, the ace and the 8.
Jane, you're going to need to move the people on the side. So there's.
I did. I've moved on
Sorry,
my thing.
I'm just talking to Jane. Joan.
Oh, sorry.
So Jane, there's a little minus sign on the
yeah.
top of everyone's pictures.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Yes.
All
I
good.
just had to click that myself. So,
Yeah. Got it now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
rightio, so we're defending 6 spades. And in terms of, you know, making inferences, the first thing you really need to do is think about what the hell would be in Declarer's hand. And this hand, the dummy's got 4 into a 6 and a 7 for 11. It's just got an, you know, it's got what we expected, 5, 4. And then we knew they'd have 2 spades. But the working out this hand, Declarer's hand, is the most important thing. They will have no interest in the other suits, in the minors. They'll have at least 6 spades, won't they?
Mm-hmm.
So we would...
6, 9, 10, 11.
Now they're playing the Jack of Spades. What should we do?
Play the 2.
Yeah. Definitely do not cover an honour with an honour. Encourage hearts. So Declarer had only 1 heart, which is a pity because we had the king. Big pity. Now play low. And they had only 1 spade. We knew that though. cover the heart.
Mm.
That we probably won't take any more tricks.
They have too many spades.
Yeah, too many for us.
Yes.
Right, can you see the hands?
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Spades.
Now, that was a very aggressive slam, though, don't you reckon? This hand here
Yeah.
had
Mm.
King Jack and the ace 7 times spades, so
But it had
very
a
aggressive.
singleton and a
Mm.
double.
Yeah. Why do you think this hand kept going to slam?
Because of the partner, you know, going to 3 clubs, saying it was maximum.
Yeah, and also this hands get better or worse, you know, as you bid. And this hand with King Jack 10 of diamonds, knowing it was opposite a 5-card diamond suit, got a lot better. And the singleton club didn't make it that much better. But when they bid 4 no trumps and the answer was 5 spades, that was just ordinary Blackwood. And so they knew that they had 3 aces. So they knew,
Ah,
yeah, it was ordinary Blackwood. If it had been Roman key card Blackwood, I'll talk about that in a minute. But it was ace here, and ace here.
Mm.
So it knew that this hand had to be very strong. And when it heard about the aces, it just went 6. I mean, it knew it had to be very strong. So it wasn't worried about hearts. And also this hand clearly is 5-4-2-2 when it raised spades. It could have been 5-4-3-1. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Because it might have raised spades with 3 cards support and a single. And so you're always trying to work out what's in the hands. But the main point about the hand is that you know this hand will have 6 or 7 spades. You've got 3 down here. That's 6 and 3 are 9 and 2 are 11. Partner will have at most 2 spades and probably 1. So declarer plays the jack and hundreds of people just automatically cover that with the queen. They would just automatically cover and they wouldn't know why they're covering. So really bad to cover an honour unless you can see that it's going to benefit your side. And don't be fooled by declarer playing that jack, because declarers do that on purpose. They want you to cover. That's why they play the honour. So just play low, and then partner had the king. If partner didn't have the king, your poor old queen is not making a trick anyway. So what's the point in covering? Any questions about that? What are your views about covering honours?
Well, I suppose you kind of are taught, you know, it's a mantra that you do. And when you see it set out like this, you go, yes, see what you're saying, which is, you know.
Nearly every saying at bridge, which is, the sayings are useful if you don't know what to do, right? But a lot of the time you shouldn't take notice of them if your own logic overrides it. And particularly covering honours with honours, it's one of the most important inferential things that we need to use. And remember what I said in the beginning is that declarer is out to get the defenders. They're going to be playing cards. They want to fool the defenders as much as possible. So all you had to really think about is it going to benefit my side by covering? Well, it's not really, because this hand has 6 or 7 spades and partner can have 1 or 2 spades. So it's not going to benefit your side. Because if declarer had king doubleton, they're going to make the king anyway. So you know, it's wrong to cover. Okay, so it's hard to tell sometimes, but following the bidding is a good idea. Right, next hand. Open one spade.
Yeah.
This time we're in declarer's shoes. Oh, partner said 4 spades, not much to worry about. Now, let's plan this hand. How many losers are there?
2,
Four.
2, let's see, 3, 4.
Unfortunately, there are 4,
Yeah.
aren't there?
Yeah.
So we've got 1 diamond loser
Mhm.
Yes.
and 1 club loser, the aces, and the ace king of trumps. So that's not looking good.
Unless, well, no, they won't, because there's,
We might,
you might be lucky
what
that
you,
1 and 2, but
so I mean, the only thing that could help us is to play a little diamond and hope that they didn't rise with the ace, but they will rise with the ace.
because they
And
can
same with
see.
the club, they'll probably take their ace. So we haven't got much chance for this contract. We've only got one hope, and that is what I was mentioning a minute ago. If we can make the defenders go wrong, and look at the spades that we've got. We've got all the top spades except the ace and king, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is the only thing I can imagine that would make the defenders go wrong. Don't play a spade up to the 10, play the queen.
Yeah.
They covered, and guess what? They covered. Stupid.
Ah,
Mm.
We can now draw, there's another trump. And we'll just now lose a diamond and trump the club, and that's it. We haven't got any more losers. So we've only got trumps left. But so we were, often this happens when declarers desperate, they have to make plays that are designed to make the defenders go wrong. And if a defender sitting here, if you can swap these around, as you know. If you wanted to play this hand from west, just click on west. Did you know that?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so if you wanted to replay this hand, you could do this with every hand. Let's say you wanted it to be west. You just say re-deal from the west seat, yes. And there you are, west. Now you're playing it and you're the one who has to make the decision.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
Yeah, you can do it any direction. So we lead the Queen of Hearts. And now we do not cover. And notice they did not play the Queen. Now we're going to beat this hand. So we'll take ace of diamonds and king of spades. And that's it. I can't fast track to the end, so just have to go through. So there are the 4 hands. And remember, we were playing it from there. So this time they played the 2, and it was much easier not to put the king up.
Yeah.
But when they played the queen, the person the other way it was the worst mistake. We've discussed this before, haven't we? In some other lessons, you know, playing the queen and you've got King Doubleton. That's just not a time to cover, because what we've discussed is that declarer will not have the ace for sure. So from a declarer's point of view, if you wanted to, here we are back to declarer, the card to play when you're desperate is an honour, because you want people to, you want to force them to cover. And mostly they will if they're not awake. Right, here we are. We are the dealer and we've got nothing much to say. We pass. What do you want to bid here? Partners made a weak jump in hearts, a weak jump over call.
Pass. Well, I'd go 3 hearts. May not be right.
Because you've got.
Would
this.
you all bid on this hand?
Not necessarily.
Partner's got a weak jump, like 6 points, something like that.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They're vulnerable and we're not.
Well, then they're going, because they've obviously got a lot of diamonds, you might as well see if you can push them, because at this stage.
Right. Well, I think you have only one bid, and that is 4 hearts. It's everything is in your favour on this hand. Partner's got a weak hand with 6 hearts. You've got 4 of them. I wouldn't even want this singleton king. I hate the singleton king. It's a total waste. So your bid is 4 hearts. It's got nothing to do with points. It's to do with the shape of your hand. So now we're defending 5 diamonds, and the Queen of Hearts is led. Declarer did not cover the Queen with the King. Okay. So what's going on in hearts, do you think?
They have a shortage.
How many hearts will Declarer have?
4.
1.
1,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, sure,
1.
definitely 1. So that's, you can get a huge amount of inferences from the bidding and remembering, and just picture what Declarer's hand is likely to be. It's going to be a very good hand with a lot of diamonds and only 1 heart. So we don't have to cover. They haven't covered the Queen with the King. What should we do?
Play the 3.
Duck.
Hey?
Duck. Play the 3.
If we play the 3, it'll be all over for us. It's funny. On this hand, we need to rise with the ace. I know it doesn't look as if you have to.
Okay.
And now we know that Declarer had a singleton heart. We need to make a switch, because I'm going to switch to spades. Now we just beat the hand. Now they're playing hearts, but we don't care. Nothing happening here now. Right, so we beat it. So let's have a look at why Declarer did not cover. Why did Declarer not cover the Queen with the King?
She would have taken it with the ace.
Mm.
Mm.
What is the thinking of declarer though, looking at the hand? Declarer's got a lot of tricks in diamonds and a lot of tricks in clubs. And what's declarer's thinking about not covering? Was a very good not cover. Can you see why they didn't cover the queen with the king? They knew they were going to lose a heart.
They wanted you to play the ace. No.
They did not, you're on the right track, but it's sort of, they did not want us to play the ace. They definitely wanted the queen to hold the trick. Why?
Oh, because hopefully the queen they'd lead again, and that would allow them to trump in.
Yeah, sure, but why? There's a really good reason, and it's the clues are in what declarer is holding in their hand. And it's not to do with the heart suit.
I want to make the king.
10 diamonds.
They're mildly worried about the king of diamonds, but they're not majorly worried about that. Because if they're going to lose a diamond, they'll lose a diamond. I mean, you know, what suit are they worried about?
Ah,
Spades.
Spades.
Yep.
Yeah. So the real weakness in their hand is spades.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I mean, if they lost one heart and one diamond, well, they'll then lose a spade. So that's not so good. But in the beginning of this hand, they are really terrified about the spades. So,
Yes. Mm.
so it's very, very good play on declarer's behalf not to cover the queen with the king. And that is because they know if they cover, we will win the trick. They know that for sure, because they know that North doesn't have the ace.
Mm-hmm.
And if we win the trick, we will definitely switch to spades. We'll make a switch because we know that declarer's only got one heart.
Yep.
So they can't bear a spade switch through their king, right?
Yeah.
They can't bear it. If we had the ace of spades, that would be fine and they'll make their contract. But if we don't have the ace of spades, they can't stand us to play spades through declarer. If this hand holds the queen of hearts, they are stuck. Can you see that? If they hold the queen, if they play another heart, declarer trumps and plays ace of diamonds, dropping the king, then plays 5 rounds of clubs, pitching 2 spades. So they only will lose 1 spade at the end and 1 heart. Do you see?
Yep. Yep.
So all this, these inferences about when to cover and when not to cover, both declarer and defenders have got to be awake. And we have to realise that don't let the queen hold the trick. We've got to win the ace, even though the king is set up. There's not going to be anything that they can get rid of, you know, without, I mean, if they had the ace of spades, that'd be a different story. But if they had the ace of spades, they were making, you know, 12 tricks anyway. So that's the point. You must leap up and overtake and switch to a spade, and then you beat it. Now, do you find that hard thinking, or?
Once you say it, it's quite clear.
Yeah, well, it's always quite clear when you say it. That's the problem.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, I can see, and this is the training is actually you know, taking through the thinking logic of how you look at things rather than the result, which is helping me.
Good defense and good declare play, it's all about how you look at things. And it's all that the really top players are doing is they're trying to make plays that confuse the defenders, the declarer is, and the defenders have to be awake to it. So I'll just say again, just willy-nilly covering the queen with the king would have ensured defeat by declarer. They would have gone down one because we would have found the right switch. Because we can see, I know we can see weak clubs as well, but we would have probably played a spade. But letting the queen hold the trick, that was the clever thing by declarer. But we didn't let the queen hold the trick because we could see what they were up to. So anyway, there are these pictures that become clear just from thinking about the bidding and what they will hold in a particular hand. Let's see what this one is. Okay, one spade. Do you want to overcall or not?
You're 11, 2 hearts.
Well,
I would.
Yeah.
2 hearts.
It's just an overcall, isn't it? I don't think much of it, but it's just. But I think it's good enough because we've got 5 hearts and 2 aces and good hearts. So let's do 2 hearts. So we are now defending. And we will make our normal lead the Queen of Hearts. And just have a look at the dummy. Declarer wins the ace, and now here's the same situation that we've practiced before. It's easier now because we've got the ace.
Right.
So we must play low.
Yep.
And now we might as well win, cash that. Whoops, doesn't want me to. Wants me to play at club. We'll just take the ace of spades, so. That is the same idea as the other hands, and I did it because the rest of the cards are boring. We've beaten the hand, haven't we? Yep. I like that, rough. It makes me think of rough. You know, when you hear dogs. I think of
Rough.
yeah.
Let's see.
So same thing as declarer, right? If you play the queen, we had the ace, we played low. It's much easier to play low with ace doubleton, isn't it?
Yes.
Much than if you had king doubleton.
Yeah.
So they're the 4 hands in that particular lesson. What I'd like to look at now for a bit of a general discussion is covering honours with honours, okay, when you do and when you don't. And that is very much using your own brains and your own logic. And there are hands all through the lessons with covering honours. And the first one I'll look at is just in help with play, in the help with play hands. And then we'll have a look at some in there are 20 help with play hands, 10 are play tips, and the last 10 are defensive tips. So we'll just go to, where is it? Covering honours with honours. And the biggest thing is, as a defender, you never cover an honour with an honour unless you can see it's going to help your side. That's the crucial part of it. If you can't see it's going to help, then there's no point in covering. goes 1 no trump pass. They bid 3 no trumps. And our partner leads the 5 of clubs, and we look at dummy. And the first thing we say when we look at dummy is the diamond position is interesting, isn't it? There's ace 10 9 XX, and we've got jack 8 6 2. So very good position. We will make diamond tricks, we hope anyway. So play the highest club. Oh, that won the trick. Declarer must be ducking. Yes, they must be waiting to take their ace. Right. Sure enough, they play, and good old partner covers. Nearly always, you should cover with a doubleton, right? Nearly always. And they've done it for us. So we will actually make 2 diamond tricks now. Do you see that? We'll make the jack.
Mm-hmm.
And now after they've played the 9, our 8 will come good after that as well. So that is good play by partner. I'm sure you would do that as well. Right, we win that, but we probably won't beat the hand. We can play that now. Setting up our 10 of spades. Play that. And they still, did they make the contract? Yeah, they still made 9 tricks, but any comments about that hand? Let's talk about the lead. See how partner's got king, queen, 9, 5, 4, right? What would you lead with that?
5.
The 5?
That's what they
But the correct card is the 5. Yeah.
didn't they lead the 5?
Yeah, they did. They did. It's just that they did. It went 5, low, jack, and declare a duct. And then we returned it and declare a duct, and then they took the ace. But I was wondering whether people would think they wanted to lead the king.
No. No trump.
Not against no trumps. Yeah. Okay, good. So king, queen, 10, not king, queen, 9, 5, 4. What would you lead if you had king, queen, 10?
5.
You should lead the king then.
Yes.
King, queen, 10, XX, but king, queen, 9, just lead 4th highest. So that was right. All that went right. Now, as soon as they saw the queen lead, this hand covered, they could see ace 10, 9, XX, but they were covering to help us. Look, if they, let's say there'd been ace, jack, 10, 9, X of diamonds in dummy. If this hand could see the ace, jack, 10, 9, I would never cover the queen with the king, never. And the reason is because you are not going to promote anything for your side. So just think about it. Look at dummy. That was one of the first bits of inference that someone told me right in the beginning of my bridge. They said, if you look at dummy and you can see the 10s and the 9s and the jacks there, there's absolutely no reason to put your king on top of the queen because you're not going to help partner. So mostly with a doubleton honour, you do want to cover, but not if you can see the jack 10, 9. If you could see ace, jack, XXX, of course you would cover because we'll probably make the 10 and the 9. But don't just willy-nilly cover an honour with an honour. Any questions about that? No, you're right? Okay, so I want to go to more of these defensive inferences. The whole idea is really working out the whole hand. I'll just go to defense, and there are a lot of lessons on defense. And where is it? Here we are. So covering honours. We'll send you the notes on this. So. No, I don't want to do that one. This one will be similar, so I don't want to do that one either. But this time I would not overcall, would you? You got 2, a 1, a 3, and 4, a 7, and 3, a 10. I don't know, would you overcall 2 hearts?
I would.
You would?
6.
Yeah. The
10.
other hand that we had that was similar had ace in the other suits. I don't mind it, but I hate overcalling with less than an opening hand. So anyway, I don't want to do that one. Right, okay, so we are the dealer and we've got nothing much. 4 and 2 are 6. 4, 4, 4, 1, so we pass. It's 1 heart, 3 hearts. This is their hand. Right, now, partners led. You can see what partners led. We would encourage, wouldn't we?
Yes.
We haven't got any real much clue about this except that declarer will have good hearts and partner may have a heart trick, but we would just play low. I think play low again. Wow, okay.
Good.
Right,
Yeah.
so we beat that.
Mm-hmm.
We beat that hand, but I'm trying to look what they were in 4 hearts. There was 1 heart loser. Partner led the queen. I think the point I want to make here is that, yeah, from declarer's point of view, there is absolutely no point in covering the queen of clubs with the king. This is the situation that happens very often, and declarers just think, oh, I've got to cover the queen with the king. Well, there's absolutely no point at all in covering, because you're not going to do any good for your side by covering, are you?
No.
Definitely not. So just play low, and then they play again, play low again, because what's the advantage in not covering the honour with the honour?
They keep playing it.
Yeah, but how could your king ever turn into something? How could you ever make your king?
Well, they played the ace.
I played the ace.
Yeah, exactly. And what would make them play the ace? If it goes queen, 3, 2, 4, and then jack, what would make us play the ace? Only if we had a double,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is why you do not cover in this situation, because you're hoping that this hand might have more clubs. You don't know how many clubs they've got, but you're hoping. So it'll go queen, low, 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 jack, low. You're hoping will have to play the ace, right? Because we've only got a doubleton, and then it will promote your king. But covering the queen with the king just because we're taught cover an honor with an honor is entirely useless on this hand. So my advice is do not cover, because you can't see that it's going to help anything for your side. Any comments about that? No, you okay?
Mhm.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, so
Yeah.
just in general, really consider carefully when you put your honours up and when you don't. And in general, with a doubleton, it's good to cover an honour with an honour. But if you can see all the cards that you're trying to promote for partner and they're in dummy, then it's just hopeless. And declarer is playing that honour because they want you to cover. So that's, you've got to be careful of that too, that they want you to just put your queen on top of it. You've got to work out when is a good time and when is not a good time. That's hard, isn't it? But the only clues and inferences we can get are from the bidding, really, and working out the shapes of various hands. I think we've sort of gone pretty much through all those inference hands. Any general questions about, you know, what we've been talking about in the last this is the last of these lessons, because I'd like to hear what you're thinking about with these hands too. There's a lot of defense here. And see this third hand high, second hand low, and covering honors. Have you been through these lessons?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so I reckon these are the most important of all, you know, when to play third hand high. Often it is covering an honor with an honor. And when to play second hand low. That's the same idea of what we've been doing in these lessons. So I'll just have a quick look at one of these hands. Third hand high. Does everyone understand third hand high?
Vaguely.
Oh, vaguely? All right, okay. Well,
Most things are vague, really.
it's all comes back to you using your own brains about what you can see at the table, and in particular the dummy. Now this is probably, okay, they're leading a spade. So we would play, which spade would you play? It's gone 6-4.
10.
The 10, yeah. You always win as cheaply as possible. Now the jack. Ooh. Now probably the queen. Ooh. Right.
Wow.
Don't know what's going on this hand.
Mm.
I'll have to check this hand in a minute. I've got a feeling that it would have been better. Anyway, have a look in a minute. I'll just, whoops. Yeah. Let's have a look at partner's lead. Okay. The point of the hand is, if, let's say they didn't lead a spade, and no, that's, sorry, that's not the point of the hand. You would always lead a spade there.
You'd lead,
Hey?
you'd lead 6. You'd have to lead the 6 of spades.
Yeah, you'd have to lead the 6 of spades. So, oh, right. I think when I did this lesson, the point of it is this, that it goes 6, whatever. And you all knew this, didn't you? That when you're sort of receiving, you play the cheapest that you
Yeah.
need to.
Touching honors.
Yeah. But if you were leading here, if you were the first to play, you would always play the queen. But when it goes 6, whatever, you need to help partner by playing the 10, and then they see that the ace forces the 10. Whereas if they saw that the queen was won by the ace, they would have no idea where the jack or the 10 are. People do this really badly. They put their biggest one up and sure, but partner has no clue about where these are. Whereas if you play the 10 and partner sees the ace win it, they've got a very good idea that you've got queen, jack, 10.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Makes sense.
Yes.
Right, let's have a look at this one. Pass again. Right, okay, now here's a situation. This is a very common situation, and it needs us to be thinking at the table. And what's going on, and what's the position of, what's the distribution of the heart suit?
Queen would be of the sequence.
What would
Three,
you
three, 10.
guess?
I think there's only 2, 5, 5, 3, 3, 2.
No.
No, I don't
I'd
think
do
it's 5.
Do 3, 3, 3, 4.
4, 3,
Yeah.
3, 3.
The first little inference you pick up, and we discussed this, and it's just
4.
as useful when you see the 3 lead and you can see the 2, that is a 4-card suit.
Right.
That has to be a 4-card suit.
Of course.
Because if we're leading 4th highest,
Yeah.
that's the bottom card. And if you can see the 2, then they can only have 4. It'd be different if you couldn't see the 2, because then it could be the 4th highest from a 5-card suit. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So we immediately know the position and the structure and the distribution of hearts. You don't know exactly what honours partners got or declarers got, but what card would you play now? 3, 2, and you've got the king, 10, 5, and
Why don't you play the 10? Because
the 10 is the correct card. The king is not the correct card.
no.
So I'll play the 10 and we'll see why. I'm going to rise with the ace. Oh, no, I'm not. Right, now we play the king. And another one.
Queen.
And they take the 4th heart. And we've beaten the hand.
Lovely.
So I think people have a lot of trouble with this too. I would have myself, because of this, again, another rule, you know, 3rd player plays high, 3rd player, 2nd player low, 3rd player high. So have a look at this position. 3, 2. If we play the king, they win the ace. And then when they play hearts later, that jack will make a trick, won't it?
Yeah.
So 3 to 10 forces the ace. Well, you might say, well, what if declarer didn't have the ace? You might think, what if partner had the ace and declarer had the queen? And also, you need to always, when you see a little card like this, apply the rule of 11. Do you use the rule of 11 enough?
Now I do.
11 minus 3.
Sorry?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to do it all the time. Whenever partner leads a low card and you think it's fourth highest, right? You subtract that card from 11. So 3 from 11's 8. I can't remember if we
2, 3.
the notes on the rule of 11 in this
You didn't
course.
send them.
We did not?
No.
Okay, we'll send them today. Claude's, I'll give you the rule of 11 notes. They're on the lesson. They're in the thing. But
I found them in the lesson.
Sorry?
I found them in one of the lessons.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. It's a little lesson in defense. We'll just put them into the notes. So
Okay.
Thank you.
anytime partner leads low, subtract that card. If it's the fourth highest, it'll work. If it's not, well, too bad. If it's not fourth highest, well, it won't work. It's just a mathematical thing. 3 from 11 is 8. That means when you're sitting here, you know there are 8 cards above the 3. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, declarer's got 3 cards above it, but you don't know what cards. But the one thing you want to be very careful of in defending, and the sort of, you know, inference from the lead is that they will have only one honour. You've got one honour. You can see one honour here, and the declarer will have one honour. So you need to always have your honour sitting over dummy's honour, right? So giving up the king when they play the 2 is blowing a trick. You just lost the tempo. So even though it may not look good to play the 10, especially if it loses to the queen, then it still is okay. Can you see that even if it was 3, 2, and you played the 10 and it lost to the queen, even if partner had led from the ace, you still had to give east-west a heart trick. Can you see that? So it didn't matter by playing the 10 if it lost to the queen, because later you'll make 3 heart tricks anyway. You just gave them one at first. But what you can't afford to do is just willy-nilly say third hand high, put that up, lose to the ace, and then later they play up towards their jack and they make 2 heart tricks, right? So always with third hand high, the extra bit we need to know is only as high as necessary. So in the third seat, when partner leads a little one, of course you've got to try and win the trick, but only as high as you need to. And you've got to keep it honours sitting over other honours. So, all right, we've looked at that one. I don't think we've got time for any more, but we can have a quick look at one. Okay, so nothing on this.
Too close.
This hand will have 25 or 26 points, won't it?
Yeah.
Ah, here we are. So typically we know what to do here, don't we?
Yes.
We're in third seat. We've got a doubleton. It's absolutely imperative to put that ace on it and return it. And we've beaten the contract. So that one was quite easy, I think. 10. I don't like pitching those clubs, but I'm holding on to them. It's very hard knowing what to discard too, isn't it?
Mm.
Very, very hard. There's another lesson there on discarding, by the way. I think that's probably where the most sins are committed at the bridge table, in discards. Right. Okay, so what happened? We beat that one easily just because we overtook, didn't we? So I think that reminds me just to say that making your correct lead is really important, and knowing which card you should play, you know, clearly the top from 3, but the top from nearly 3. Otherwise, I think you're right on this, because that other hand you said you would have led 4th highest. So that's correct. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing and over to you to see whether you've got any general, where's my stopping sharing? There we are. Any general questions before we finish this course, which I have to say that I find this course quite hard to maybe explain because I don't know these concepts like second player plays low, third player plays high, you know, all of that. I don't know where you're at with it, but all I can really say is that a person's, the logic, you've got to work out, you can work out so much by the bidding, and if it's accurate bidding, and the way declarer plays a hand is everything. Remember, we've discussed more than anything, we've talked about when they do not start to draw trumps. They've got a reason for not drawing trumps, and that nearly always is that they want to make extra tricks by trumping in dummy. So as a defender, you should be drawing their trumps, right? And if they do draw trumps, then you would not be drawing trumps. You sort of do the opposite as a defender of what declarer is doing. And I think your biggest clue as to what's going on the hand is what you can see in dummy. You know, what if there's a long side suit in dummy, and let's say they don't play that suit. They've probably got that suit. You know, it's so difficult, but there's all these little clues you can pick up from what you see in dummy, what partner leads, what declarer's playing, what they're not playing, what they've bid, what they've not bid. Got to be awake all the time. Does anyone have any sort of general comments or questions about it?
Joan?
Yeah, hi, Amanda.
Hi. Fine, great, thank you. I just wanted to double check. If you're leading it into a no trump hand and you've got 4 of your suit, if you've got 2, I just want to confirm this, you've got 3 nearly honours, you lead the top of the honours.
Yes.
If you only have 2 honours, high honours, then you lead your 4th highest.
4th highest, yeah. Okay. I thought you were all good with that today. I know a lot of people want to lead the top from king, queen, small, small, small against no trumps. It's not correct. You want to lead 4th highest, mainly because you need to keep communications with the long hand. So this is what it is. King, queen, jack, XX, lead the king. King, queen, 10, XX, lead the king. King, queen, small, 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 lead 4th highest of your longest instrument.
Great, thank you.
Against a suit, naturally, you've got to be more aggressive.
Yeah, that's great. Lots of really good tips.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. If I could just say, there's so many clues there, and you can get them. You don't need to be, you know, a genius to get them. You just need to be trying to think about it harder than you are now. All right. Okay. So really love to see you, everyone. Thanks for coming. And I'll see you.
Joan.
Okay,
Thanks, Joan.
bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
bye, everybody.